Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now I'm looking today at the Jupiter Pluto Conjunction, where I heard a wonderful thing from Astrology with Heather, who I've shared her video on the Facebook page, saying about Jupiter is now giving us the urge to build on the wreckage of the structures that have been wiped away by Pluto. So it's very strong manifesting energy at the moment. So I'm going to do a 9-card grid looking at the internal and external changes that we can be making, what guidance we can be receiving. I invite you to ask a question, or you can accept this reading simply as a guidance reading. It's a bulk introduction as per normal for these specific type of readings. So there's a timestamp down below. So you can watch more than one. Specifically, your rising sign is the most important. If you don't watch any of the others, you will naturally go to your sun sign, but please have a look at your rising sign at the same time. Other than that, I've got nothing much more to say. It's a general reading. General reading rules apply. You know the plot by now. Let me bring up the cards. And welcome Pisces Rising and Pisces Moon if you've just joined us after the timestamp. And if you are Pisces Rising, this is happening in your 11th house, where the cosmos grants wishes. It also covers luck, friends and social occasions. And I do want to say here, be careful what you wish for. There is some beauty in this reading. You have the sun, you have the world, you have a whole new beginning. Well, you've got a whole new beginning as a start of it, never mind as a finish. But the central card to the reading is the Eight of Orbs, which, as you may know if you're familiar with this deck, equates to the Eight of Swords, trapping yourself with anxiety. But the Eight of Swords is a particularly favourite card of mine because it also has a few other occult significances that mean quite a lot to me. So I don't always go, oh my God. There's one Eight of Swords, I forget which deck it's in, but you can really see someone throwing off the shackles of that anxiety and just leaving something to burn behind them, and they can just move forward. Another one is bringing the swords with them from like some form of magical kingdom. So here, yes, be careful what you wish for. This is a time of manifestation, as I said in the introduction. And you can easily set yourself in anxiety if you want. I mean, hey, the world's giving you plenty of opportunity for that at the moment. But what this card really reminds me of is that's not a blindfold that person is wearing. It's an eye mask, you know, like Robin wears. They're one of those little bands. And I'm reminded of Swamp Thing in the Louisiana Bayous. I hope I said that right. This person isn't tangled by vines. They are communing with the vines and being connected to all nature. These orbs that are around them are, could be your own worries trapping you, or could well be healing energies that you are bringing into being to purify this stream or this area of woodland, to bring or to access, you know, it's a dark, murky forest, like a magical forest, like Mirkwood. Had a bit of a few bad things, but was still a magical forest. It's not a bad place, even when it was with the giant spiders and everything. But moving on. So be careful what you wish for. You've got to focus on the positive here, because we do have a whole new beginning coming to you, one where you can build a firm foundation. You're going to have to fight for this, but you are divinely guided to build a firm foundation. The Seven of Swords in this particular deck, I always see it made up of the Trinity of 3 swords, and then the 4 swords that represent the 4 elements, the 4 corners, the 4 pillars, like the 4 of Wands, like the 4 of Swords can do in some decks. There is a mission here. Yeah, you're being defensive, but you're also meeting equals. Now, they can be your allies, or they can be your, I don't want to say enemies, competitors. but I'm not getting that sense of competition. Some Seven of Swords cards. Yeah, I'm thinking Seven of Wands. I can't get Seven of Wands out of my head. But Sevens of Swords cards are often putting matters to rest. But because I've got that 3 and 4 image here, I want to say any matters that you are putting to rest are building a foundation, that you are called into balance, you are called into... Do you know what I'm most inspired by with this card is to think as above, so below. You are creating balance with the information that you reveal and the secrets that you find out. You're creating a foundation to bring some form of divine wisdom, some form of divine plan, or some form of practical idea that exists in the thought space into the real world. Because I've been quite highfalutin with this top row, but this is the physical life here. On the spiritual life, you have to be fair. We have the Divine Justice card. It's time to decide, and it's time to... I almost want to say it's time to decide which side you're on. Are you on the side of anxiety, or are you on the side of Swamp Thing and purifying the world and gaining magic from natural places? Because you can do this, Pisces, and you know you can do this. And the reason why I'm taking such a positive view of two rather negative cards, because we're followed here by the Shadow, which equates to the devil, but this card wanted to come out with it, the Great Wheel, which represents the Wheel of Fortune, so things can go your way or not go your way here. But I think there is an element of diving into your shadow, accessing some of the powers that are within it, and bring it into the light. As below, so above. Using balance. Because let's face it, Pisces, one of your skills is being a doormat. So, time to not be a doormat. Or at least be a doormat when it suits a higher purpose. And then when it doesn't suit a higher purpose, you make sure you make the decision to take a stand, get your foundation. Don't be caught up with all the anxiety. Because for the guidance row or the crystal row, so physical, spiritual crystals, internal, external guidance, there are tools within the shadow that can be useful for you, and you will be unveiling a greater power. The world is going to benefit from the balance, from that whole as above, so below, and the world's going to be working in your favour if you step forward with a new dream, a new idea, a new sense of youth, because I am as young as I choose to feel, it says here. Now, the Page of Cups can be a little bit wishy-washy and doesn't always know what he's doing. No, that's fine. You don't know what you're doing. You are walking into shadow because you don't know what you're doing. But if you have that essence, you have the sun here powering your walk forward. So yes, you're going to go into unknown territory. That's what I think I'll call this reading for you, unknown territory, where you're going to be bringing some form of unity around in the world, certainly unity within your life. But again, this is one of the above the horizon houses. And it's an outer planets conjunction, this one. It's affecting all of us. But this Page of Cups, he doesn't always know what he's up to. He doesn't always know what he's doing. He can be a bit dithery. He can be a bit useless, much like most of us Pisces. We can have our useless moments. But I want you to have faith, because that is powered by the sun. And therefore, yes, let me pick the cards up. Dive into the shadow and you will receive the power and fortune that is required. That power and fortune, so yes, it's the Wheel of Fortune, but I always see like some form of, well, it's a model of the atom with a lotus in the middle, it looks like. Or is that the Star of Metatron? I can't quite tell. But either way, there is a wonderful sense of power that you are going to be revealing, not as in, I've gone blurry again, not as in, I have the power and I will use it, but almost as in the power of sunlight, the power of fresh water, the power of healing, the power of information is... I will get this camera to focus. So there we go. Since this shadow card is actually the devil card, I should stick true to my own tradition. And let's pull one card out of this Goetic Tarot. So we have the Empress again, second time it's appeared today. Gremory tells where treasures are hidden and tells of the past, present, and future. Those are the relevant sentences there. But more importantly, the Empress. There is a harvest coming if you dive into the shadow. Do not worry that you don't know where you're going. If you are going with the right reasons for decisions that you've made, fair, just decisions, you will be empowered by the sun. If it's good enough for Superman, it's good enough for you, Pisces. So, if this means anything to you, which it probably won't yet, because this is quite a transformative process that's going on, unless you have whispers of that new beginning already. The other thing with it being the Ace of Pentacles, going from the Ace to the 2, I'm feeling that there's a certain amount of material stability going on there as well. Bear in mind that that's the physical life or external life as well. If it means anything to you, comment down below, press subscribe, press the like button because this is a nice reading and the algorithm should pick it up because it can bring some good news to some people. But like a few of the signs that I've read today, you've got your work cut out for you, Pisces. Best of luck. Cheers.